Hey, Tom Rabbit! I hope you got this for your recording. Hey, YouTube out there. Tom Rabbit likes to record these. Hey, Tom Rabbit!
The religious people, whatever they do, they live. I'm not saying all religious people, but there's some religious people, whatever they do, they think it's justified because they believe in God. So they don't care about our value system or our justice system. Only Mosaic law matters to them. You see what I'm saying? They live in a different world than from we. And I see Darth is in the room. I don't know. Is he going to behave? Are you going to behave, Darth?
Well, I think what's funny is that in order to impugn the Bible, you're going to have a standard by which you can do it from. Now, in this case, it's the law of non-contradiction. Where do you get the law of non-contradiction from?
I'm not understanding how you making.
I wasn't speaking
The
to you.
law.
I wasn't speaking
Well,
to you.
you're known for not having manners, Darth. So I'll just keep my mouth and I'll let you
I'm
rant
not
and rave.
interested in responding to you. You can move your mouth, but I'm not interested in speaking with you.
Who's interested? Who's interested in speaking with you here? Because wherever you go, you destroy the conversation. We were having a good conversation, and I bet if you stay here, you're going to destabilize it. You know, you never get invited. You just force your way into things. You can snore all you like, Darth. You know, at least I'm honest with myself. I know that I might go to hell. But I'm telling you, I have more chance of getting into heaven than you do because you're a charlatan, you're a Pharisee. And what kind of Christian says to a woman, why don't you go back to using heroin? What kind of a Christian man calls women bitches? What kind of a Christian man says to a 12-year-old, your father should tase you? You're a piece of shit, Garth. You are. And the only thing is you turn off your camera and you can rant in your mother's basement where you don't pay rent for, right? And then you pretend to be someone that you're not on the internet, because I know that you don't have the courage to say what you say to people in real life. Yeah, that's why you run away from Jack Anstrike. Jack Anstrike folds your ass every time he sees you like a cheap suit that you are. Yeah? Do you think, how many people have you convinced to become Christians, Darth? Look at it.
So,
this
Matt
is the
and
kind of
Michael,
man
would you like
who
to
demands
answer my
respect
question,
because he's
please?
60 years old. What kind of 60-year-old behaves like this piece of trash?
Yeah. Are you going to respond, Matt or Michael?
Well, that question. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I asked actually about that question, Darth. I don't understand this false dichotomy where you say we always box people with two answers when somebody say I just don't know.
What's the false dichotomy?
Or I hold a decision on admitting whether God exists or does not exist. I just don't know. Why as a person is false to either or?
Did you care? Are you an unbeliever?
No, don't ask me that question. Answer my question first.
I'll be glad to talk with you. I just want to know from what perspective you're speaking to me from.
The perspective the person that doesn't know God.
Okay, John, listen to me. Are you familiar with me?
No, you listen to me, Darth. You answer the question. What is the answer for that question?
Are you familiar with me?
He says, it's not your channel, Darth.
All right. Okay, John, you can keep on flapping your pie hole. I will now.
I can flap my pie hole all I want, because you know what? In real life, I know you would never speak to me like that.
So this is a room run by children with children.
Yeah, a 60-year-old infant who mooches off his mother.
Then why are you in here acting like a child, Darth? If it's a room,
you can't even pay rent.
Then why are you?
Sorry about that. You know, that guy brings out the worst in me.
In Clubhouse, I mean, come on, man. We all know it.
I'm sorry. I apologize to Matt and to Michael and everyone else in the chat. You know, that guy makes my blood boil.
No, you're fine, man. He does this little bullshit. He runs away. And I thought what you said was right on point, man.
Yeah,
You
you're
know,
right.
and I don't
Because
feel
again,
good.
if you give him the chance to have a logical discussion, I would never walk
this
into
is
his trap.
and this is why I kind of like I hate when Darth is there, because I don't think he represents Christianity. At least
No, he's a
not my
charlatan.
kind of,
Yeah, he's a charlatan.
not my kind of
He
Christianity.
he don't, and you know what? I don't hold you to that standard. I actually have more respect for you because you actually come in and have a conversation.
My
I've
name
seen
is
a few of
Norwegian.
his videos. He's always using the
Yeah.
same style. His
Yeah,
videos, I've seen
He's
it
some
using
gets
of
the
them
same
old.
too.
style,
Always
and
the same
he.
lining of questioning. It's just frustrating to have a
It's old.
conversation.
He uses the same script for 10 years.
I can tell you that it wasn't Darth Dawkins that made me Christian. I kind of
If
to
he did,
be
I'd be very worried about you, further. I'd be very worried. You know what it is with Darth? He intimidates, you know, like I grew up in Africa, like I told you before. And Darth reminds me of the headmasters I used to have in the early 1970s. Bombastic blowhards, thinking, hey, I'm an elderly white man, so you know everybody has to listen to me, including dark people, and women are of no significance. You know, he's an arrogant man.
Yeah,
Actually,
arrogance,
Darth
yeah.
represents all that is wrong with America. You know, Darth wants an America that never was. He probably grew up with a very domineering father. Mother stay at home, make coffee, and you know take care of the kids. And you know, Dad was the big kahuna. And Darth actually thinks, you know, that that's okay to be that way. You
I
know, and
think that
he's
it's
like
best.
me. What's
I
that?
think it's probably best, instead of wasting energy on hating Darth. I think it might be best to kind of realize that if someone spends the majority of the hours in their day trying
Yeah.
to dominate others, their personal life must kind of be hell. If I mean, whenever I want to, spread joy or exchange information in a peaceful dialogue with someone, that's an outworking of a kind of glow that I'm experiencing in my personal life, right? And then sometimes I can be an asshole on Clubhouse too. And in those times, it's probably a reflection of what's kind of going on in my life. And so I think looking at Darth from that perspective and recognizing that he gets kicked out of a lot of the Clubhouse rooms that he doesn't create himself, and he probably has a shitty situation in his personal life that is causing him to act out in these ways, and that's not someone that I would, waste an emotion like hatred on. I just kind of pity him.
Well said. You're a very sensible man, and you're more sensible than I could ever be. You're correct. That says more about you than it does about me or Darth Dawkins. Well
Well,
said, sir.
it certainly takes practice, because if I talk to Darth, then I get into that old bag of like really being annoyed and really being irritated, and so I kind of either just keep my mouth shut or eventually just leave the rooms that he's a part of. But yeah, just something to think about.
No, true. Well said. It's a point definitely to ponder over. I grant you that. Definitely. No, I was speaking to one woman. I won't mention her name, but then we were talking about Darth. And you know what she said to me? She said he's suffering. And for about 2 or 3 minutes after she said that, I actually felt very, very bad for him. You know that?
No, like his Biscuit said, he's pitying him at this point instead of hating him. It's just, it's pity.
Yeah, yeah, true, true. But you know what? It's very hard. You know,
Oh,
he
please,
makes it
believe
very
me,
hard
I've
to
seen
turn the
it.
other cheek.
I've seen it. No, he triggers a person. He really does, because when you go to rooms where he's a mod, you cannot have a conversation with him. He's over
No,
talking to everybody, and his arrogance just drips to the screen, because he thinks he's such an intellectual, and always use the same line of questioning. He sits person, sit all those.
exactly,
You
exactly.
can't
And
have
then he
an
says,
honest
"Last
conversation with
chance,
him.
last chance." What last
Right.
chance? Whose last chance?
I just think it's a sad commentary on who he is to have to hang out in Clubhouse all the time and try to be authoritative and not hang out with people that you know in your real life or your family.
You know, it's I mean, there's good Christians and there's good atheists, but you know, at the end of the day, we do not need people like Darth Dawkins around. You know, he doesn't contribute to any discussion in any meaningful way at any time and anywhere. You know what I'm saying? Like before you walked in, I mean, we were having a good conversation and we're still having a good conversation. And I think that's important, you know?
What happened when he came in? Because I wasn't here. Did he just?
He came in just before you came in.
Yeah.
I was shocked that he came
That's
in.
because
Yeah.
he's blocked me, so I couldn't come in. But what was the what happened?
How could he block a beautiful woman like you? What's wrong with that man?
Oh, that's
Nah, he came in being
No,
bombastic.
that's actually, this is a very good, its own character, actually.
well. My
Think
question is,
about it.
why would anyone invite him to the stage?
I'm thinking that he was invited himself because somebody told him that, hey, there is a room that they're talking
No, no,
Christianity, and he
I,
thought,
I
okay, let
try
me come.
to. I try to be better than him. I try to give him reasonable doubt to come up here and have a decent conversation. That's why I invited him up. I don't want to keep somebody down. I want to give somebody a chance.
No.
No, it doesn't.
When
Because you know what?
when will we learn? When will we learn? Why invite him to the stage? When will we learn? What good ever comes of it? What good ever comes of it other than discord and?
That's a good point.
Yeah, I do kind of agree with Haiti on that. Is that you eventually have to come to a rock bottom. Like there will come a point, and I don't know if he's already had this experience, but there'll come a point in Darth's life where he just kind of realizes that he's kind of lonely and that there's no one else who will engage in a conversation with him. And the sooner that day arrives, the sooner he'll be able to kind of look inside himself and recognize the need for change.
Yeah, and if people do have empathy for him, enabling him and making him like a joke and being like, I'll talk to him because it's funny, that's actually not helping him anyway. So you can't be like, oh, I feel bad for him, but I'm just gonna like talk to him for the lols, you know? You say you don't enable people. You say you have to change before you can come back and play.
Exactly. I mean, at the end of the day, actions and words have consequences. And, you know, I'm not against his message, you know, his stupid line of reasoning, precept bullshit. I have a problem with his behavior. You know, he doesn't respect anyone. And I don't know, he thinks.
That's probably the last time he's.
I think that would be a good idea because, just before you kicked him, I was thinking of telling you, you know what, man, I'm going to leave the stream because you know what? Every time I see him and every time I hear him, I see a side of me comes out that I don't really like. You know, I like to treat people with respect, you know, but he just seems, and I'm not blaming him. I'm also blaming myself, but he triggers me. I mean, telling a woman, go back to use heroin, calling women bitches, telling a 12-year-old your father should tase you. Come on now. That's not okay in any world.
No, it's not, and I agree. I should let him up. That's not.
By the way, did you get that, Tom Rabbit?